YouTube, Quinn Wade, coming to y'all with that basketball analysis on analysisplayground.com and on YouTube. As the title suggests, we're going to talk about what to expect from the NBA best defensive players, and we're going to talk about who will definitely be the defensive player of the year in my mind and what I think and why all these guys will be in the conversation to be able to win it. Then I'm going to pick exactly who I think will win it this year. And some of these guys are going to be no surprise. And I'm going to start off at number 6. Jrue Holiday is definitely one of the best defenders on the perimeter. I know he has some good games defensively, some bad games defensively. You got to think about you guarding some of the best players in the world, some of the best tricksters in the world, and Jrue Holiday is still not afraid to guard these guys and clamp down on them. We've seen what they did against Dallas with Jrue Holiday in that lineup aside Marcus Smart, and we see that he actually has been able to consistently do it, even though Jrue Holiday's been older. He's still showing you that he has the will and the want to be a great defender, and that's his calling card. And he's still been able to do that as he was an All NBA defender for last season. So that's something that I would say when you look at the steals, when you look at the rotations, when you look at staying in front of guys, when you look at the ability to pickpocket guys, Jrue Holiday is an ace at that, and I don't think that that's going to decline. I think the youngness around them makes it easier for Jrue Holiday to focus on his target and to be confident that he can individually guard anybody and make it tough, for them and make them frustrated, make them mad, make them angry, and make them uncomfortable is his job. And I think he has done a great job of that still to this day. And I just don't see him falling off right now from that position and how strong he is as a defender and how fast and quick and decisive he is at making moves and moving his feet and staying laterally quickly in front of guys just to make it tough to even get to the rim and making it tough for them to have enough space to be able to shoot. The best way to burn Jrue Holiday is off ball movement and just trying to find an open shooter because he likes to try to reach in. He likes to try to help his teammates. And then you just got to catch him slipping with a person at the three-point line. But we also got to look at it. The three-point shot is the toughest shot to make in the entire NBA because the shot furthest away from the basket. And I guess Jrue Holiday and Derek White would say we'll live with that, but we have to give up something if we want to be a great defensive team and just not individual great defenders. And that's why I go with Jrue Holiday a little bit over Derek White. Herb Jones, I think he will be top 5 again because his minutes is going to be there. The wins are going to be there. And that's going to strengthen his argument that he possibly might be one of the perimeter players like a Draymond Green or a Kawhi Leonard or a Ron Artest to be strong, long, lanky, and just great individually, and just having active hands is something he just need to continue to add to his game. And I think that he moves his feet well. He keeps his body high. He keeps, the strength, and it makes it tough to drive past him sometimes. And I knew that he would be a great defender when he got drafted. He had just became one of the best defenders as he was an all defensive first team finisher and really was the only real perimeter player that was able to get in that conversation, showing you how great of a defender Herb Jones really is. And I think that he's definitely going to be in that conversation to be able to win it. Victor Wembanyama, I just don't think they're going to have the wins that show that he's a significant defender. Obviously, you can give him credit for being a great individual defender because he holds his ground. He's able to clear a lot of space, block shots. He's able to recover and use his length and size to his advantage. And he's able just to be a great mobile, lateral, fast type of defender that if you think you beat him or you think you left him in the dust, he just comes back and catch you slipping. And if he doesn't, he just goes straight up and just make you take contested shots, or he's just long enough for you to stay in the air and he's still so long that he can just still use his size to block or swipe the shot anyway, that he just has become something of a monster defensively already. And I'm not really surprised about that. I think we all knew that he can be a great defender. We all knew that what he can bring to the table as a anchor. But when it comes to making his teammates better defensively or helping his teammates out and helping that contribute to winning games, I think that that's going to be the thing that holds him back now. Obviously, he's going to be in the conversation for multiple years. None of us will be surprised if Victor Wembanyama actually won Defensive Player of the Year once or a couple times, as the future holds something bright for Victor Wembanyama. I don't really think that none of that's going to be crazy, but it's just guys that's more experienced, guys that have better teams around them, guys that have better perimeter defenders around them, and that just helps their numbers, outweigh somebody like Victor Wembanyama as of right now. But in the future, obviously, he's going to be in the conversation to be number one on this list eventually if he can stay healthy and if his legs can stay healthy and if he can continue to have the tutelage of Greg Popovich, who has always been a great scheme / defensive coach, especially if he has a good big, which Victor Wembanyama is. Number 3, Bam Adebayo. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's quick, he's intimidating. He's a guy that can cover a lot of space when it comes to, helping his teammates out or trying to cut somebody off, getting to the basket, or just forcing them into a mid-range or a three-point shot. He's very active, when it comes to his body and his quickness. He uses that to a high level. Obviously, he was all NBA first team as a big too, which I wasn't really surprised. I thought Bam has been one of the best defenders, especially in the paint or in that 15-foot range. Just being a roamy type of guy that's trying to touch and bump everything around him. I think that's what make it tough to score on Bam. It's just because he is so fast and so quick, and he can move his body, he can move his hands, and that just make it tough to finish. That just make it tough to get a confident shot off against him anyway. And I think that's why I do have him third on my Defensive Player of the Year voting, because it's just obvious that Bam hasn't got no injuries. He's going to be in some of the best shape that he has been in because he was in the Olympics and he's getting ready for training camp already. And they do have guys like Khalil Ware and stuff like that they can add alongside him and just make him in the team defense at another level. But they needed a big man that can help Bam in the interior so he can go back to doing his roaming and his cutoff type of defense. And I think that it's going to give him a stronger argument for Defensive Player of the Year because the team might win more games and they might defend better once they start putting their 7-footers in with Bam. That Twin Tower lineup is great, but Bam is just so fast and so quick defensively compared to other bigs that's going to be the difference is when he got somebody else that can rebound and close the possession or be an extra rim protector. It just made Bam looks better. And I think that's all you need to do because he's still a great individual defender, especially in the post. It's hard to get a clean shot off against him. It's hard to clear, a good hook shot against him. It's even hard to even post him up in general just because he's so strong and he's so, big and bulky. And the fact that he still has that quickness to go along with that, to cut you off or make you take a tough shot because his length and his size allows him to move his feet to stay able to contest. I think that it's going to be tough for Bam not to be in this conversation. Number 2, I got Anthony Davis. A lot of people say, when is Anthony Davis going to win it? He feels the same way. I think he just comes up a little short because the Lakers just don't have the perimeter players defensively that you need to complement Anthony Davis as an individual defender. So he's going to get caught slipping a lot, just like Bam, where if you don't put the right big in there or the right perimeter players, they can be caught being cleanup guys defensively. And it looks good when you execute it perfectly or when you help perfectly. It looks bad when you're always caught into, oh, shoot, I got to help my teammate out. I got to make sure I got to guard my guy and their guy. And I got to make sure I don't leave my guy too much or I got to, commit too much to their guy. I think that's why him and Bam are in such trouble sometimes defensively is because they are helping their teammates too much or they have to leave their guy too much. And I just feel like that puts them in terrible positions. And that just means the defense just got broke down so much that even a long athletic big with length and size can't even stop it. And I agree that Victor Wembanyama is a guy that falls into that too, where it ain't really me. It's just I'm trying to do the best I can to make this defense look respectable, even when I shouldn't be trying to do it. I kind of have to because I'm so confident that I can do it, without having too much terrible things happen to our defensive possession. But it still happens. And I think the best player at that now is Rudy Gobert. And that's my number 1 guy for Defensive Player of the Year. I know a lot of people are going to be surprised. A lot of people are going to be like, why you think Gobert? He just the best cleanup guy. He guards perimeter players like the Lukas and the Tatums and the Browns. He's not afraid to do that. He also guards the big men be using his length, his speed, and his quickness to go straight up and contest shots and even block shots. And he's one of the best rebounders, if not the best rebounder in the game. He ends defensive possessions by grabbing a rebound and securing it and giving it to the guards to bring the ball up. That's essential to being a defensive player, is making sure the possession is over and you have control over the possession and you can start your offense. And I think Rudy Gobert is the best closer of a possession in the NBA. I think he's the best rotation defender still, being able to move his feet, being able to help out, not committing too much to losing his defensive assignment. He's still the best at that, and just being able to move his feet and stay in front of guys and force the guards to take long twos or long threes. I think Rudy Gobert is the best at that. But that's why I still have Rudy Gobert as the best defensive player in the world. Obviously, he's coming closer to losing that status, but he held it. He held it too long, anyways. Like, he is the defensive guy that you would want if you had to pick a big man. Long, lanky, fast, quick, athletic, can swat anything in his vicinity, can jump and contest any shot even if he's late because of his length and his size and his quickness, and just being able to block and get swipes in general. I still think Rudy Gobert is the best at it, and I still think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to have enough of a winning record to justify that he made that much of a difference, even when it comes to winning, like he has done in Utah and he's been doing it in Minnesota. I do change the game. I do change how you look at the game when I'm on the court, whether you want to give me credit or not. And I'm just going to give Rudy Gobert credit by watching a lot of Minnesota games, by watching the playoffs. I feel like Rudy Gobert has been fantastic and knowing how to flip in, flip out, switch in, switch out, cover this, cover that, do this, do that, and make it tough for them to take tough shots, and you just live with it. If they making tough shots like Luka was doing, oh well, you can't block it, you don't want to foul, we'll live with it. He's not going to make that the whole game, and he didn't. So I like that type of defense. I want to keep trying. I'm going to stay confident. I'm going to try my best. And I want to live with the result, regardless if they make the shot or not, whether I block it or not. And that's all you can do is play contested defense. Let's force them into shots that we want them to take, even if we can't finish with a block. And as long as we're getting a rebound, as long as we're getting our possession back, that's all we can hope for defensively. Because you can block the shot and go out of bounds. You can swipe down and go out of bounds, and they get the ball right back. But Gobert is the best of keeping the ball alive and keeping the ball active and keeping the ball in a team that he plays for his hands. And I think that that's the maturity and the knowledge that he has over some of these guys that just playing defense to the best of their ability and not really having help with a team. And I feel like the teammates that Rudy Gobert has is probably worse defenders than the other guys on this list, as they have forwards and guards that has been great defenders in their career or still are. Rudy Gobert hasn't really had nothing but what, Jaden McDaniels, and that's really it on the perimeter. And they still have been a top 5 or number 1 defense in the league basically any time he plays, and plays a significant amount of time, and he stays healthy for a significant amount of time. He has been able to have the biggest difference compared to any other player defensively, even if it's team impact, just because he's just that good at understanding the game and understanding where he needs to be on the court. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis coming y'all way. That's the best way to continue to check out the channel. I like the fact that y'all been liking and subscribing and sharing and continuing to hit the notification bell to get the analysis quick, as fast as you guys can. I do love that. And I will also say, if you did miss a video, check out my channel for videos you may have missed, you may didn't see, or you forgot about. And that's all I can do is give you guys a reminder if you even been on the channel before. But if you new, I make content just like this, but I also make breakdowns, tributes to the legends. I also make discussion videos. I also make 2K videos and other type of content that's basketball related. So if you love basketball and you can't get enough, this is the channel for you, as I upload basically every single day with new NBA analysis, basketball analysis, as I call it, each and every day throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. And that's the most content you basically gonna get on YouTube. And I got over 2,000 plus videos already. So if you love a video like this, you have a huge variety of videos that you can enjoy just like this, and then different contexts, different ways, different understanding, different breakdowns. If you're trying to really learn the game, at the highest level, this is the channel for you. Other than that, I'm gone.